Your first 100 days is about doing big things. It's the first of the year. It's a new presidential term here in the U.S., and there is a tradition in U.S. history of presidents setting forth their first 100-day agenda. Our current president-elect, Donald Trump, has done that. Franklin Roosevelt in 1933 was the very first president to do this, and he laid out his agenda for working with Congress for the first 100 days of his term. And every president since Roosevelt has done the same thing. And what it does is set the expectation for a very high level of productivity. And there have been studies that show that it actually works, that the first 100 days is by far the most productive of any presidential term. And actually, it was Franklin Roosevelt who had the most productive term. So that's what we're going to be doing, is to set a 100-day agenda to be highly productive toward one big goal. Now, I talked about this in a blog post 4 years ago when Barack Obama was sworn in for his second term. I did a 3 blog post series on this, on setting your social media goals, creating an action plan, and measuring your results. And these are actual links that you can use to go to that series of blog posts. And in those blog posts, I share a case study of an actual socialmediaonlineclasses.com graduate who got some additional coaching with me beyond her regular monthly coaching. And we did some big things for her. She was coming out with her 5th book, I think, and she wanted to sell a lot of copies of that book so that she could continue with her publisher in getting book contracts. And so you see the whole action plan and goals that we set out to do. And so I recommend, if you're really interested in this, you can also go take a look at that. But I did that in 2013. It's 4 years old, and things have changed. And so I've done an updated version with far more resources in this blog post. So let's take a look and see what the number one thing everybody wants to get out of the webinar today is. And I'm not seeing anything. So, hey guys, Saul and Robin, y'all write and tell me what the number one thing that you want to see from today's webinar is. And I'll make sure to cover that. Okay, so what are the big steps in developing your first 100-day agenda? Well, the first thing you're going to do is to set SMART goals. We will talk about the different parts of a SMART goal and what it looks like and what it does not look like. We'll talk about creating a no-fail action plan, and this is where the real work starts. And then third, you'll learn how to measure your results without being a spreadsheet wonk. I've got a really good dummies guide to measuring your results, which is what I need, because after you've done all this, it should be easy to measure results. You know, if you've done the work in SMART goals and creating a plan, measuring your results should be easy because it's something you're going to be doing over and over again. So let's get started with those SMART goals. What is a SMART goal? Now, y'all have probably already heard this before, but I am a huge fan of SMART goals. A SMART goal, SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. And so when you set your goal, you want to make sure that you state it in these terms. And so I looked back on every coaching session that I've done here at socialmediaonlineclasses.com. And there's really 2 things that everybody wants. The first one is to rank higher in search engine results, and the second one is more Facebook fans. Now, more Facebook fans is a good goal, but it's not necessarily going to impact your bottom line the way SEO will. So I really wanted to focus on SEO because this is a big, big goal. And the way that most people state this is, I need to rank higher in online search. And that's a perfect way to say that because you know it's succinct, it's short, it's what you need. However, it's too vague to be a SMART goal. So let's take a look at those elements of a SMART goal again. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So what does that look like? If we restate our goal of ranking higher in online search as a SMART goal, what is it? Well, first thing we want to do is be specific. So we want to rank higher in online search, but what do we want to rank? Is it our website? And if it is, what page on your website? It could be that you want to rank your Amazon store or your Etsy store. It could be that you want to rank your blog or a specific blog post. It could be that it's a completely separate website. I did a coaching session yesterday with a woman who is an elementary music school teacher, and she makes hundreds of sales of her lesson plans on a site called Teachers Pay Teachers. I actually used that last year when I homeschooled my son. It's an excellent website. And so she wants her Teachers Pay Teachers website to rank and her blog. And she has a Blogspot blog, which is really not awesome for SEO, but she was wanting to know if she needed to change it, and she doesn't. So you want to know specifically what do you want to rank and where do you want it to be on at least, I'm saying at least page 2 of Google search within 90 days.